Hi, in this video we will learn a few minor functions of EasyCUBE TS Plus, which are nonetheless fundamental for a correct drawing. But before that, let's make a brief recap of what we saw in the last video. You will remember that to open a project, you need to click on the Open button, then choose among the folders the one where all the projects have been saved, and then click on the project you want to open. After the opening process, you will find yourself in this situation. In particular, you will see this if the model you're trying to load has one or more textures, but no default viewpoint which specifies the quality, the texture quality it must be loaded. So you will see this little window which asks which quality you want to apply to the texture. This can be a thumbnail quality, which will be a very low detail texture, but very fast to load. It can be a medium option, which is a good compromise between details and the time for the loading, or a high quality option, which obviously will have many details but will take much to load. In this case, we will choose the medium one. Okay, now all the textures have been loaded and we can start to draw. You will see here, in this right bottom angle of my interface, that there are these 4 buttons. These are the object snap functions, or more commonly Osnaps. And with this first one, you will be able to snap on the points of a point cloud, which would make sense if we were working on a point cloud, but as you can see, this is not the case. With this other Osnap, instead, you can snap on the vertices of the 3D mesh, which can be a good option in this case. The third button is the Osnap on the intersection between my pointer and the 3D model. With the last button, instead, you can snap in case you have already drawn some objects, like for example 3D polylines. You can snap on the vertices of this specific object. And here, as you can see, I have no such object, so I can show you this function. Another interesting function to learn before we start to draw is the working box. You can find it here inside the Explore section. The working box is fundamentally a tool which enables us to select and isolate only a certain part of the 3D model or mesh or point cloud, depending on the case. And this is important because in this way you will see more clearly the specific part you want to work on. So to do that, we first need to select the correct Osnap option. In this case, I selected the one on the intersection. Then I need to click on Working Box. You will see this dialog. I go back to Working Box. Then I need to click on Box by 3 points. I will select this little church you see here. So first I click to set the origin. Second click to select the x-axis. And here to select the y-axis. And automatically the software will create my box. Okay. As you will see, it does not fit very well my church. So I will try to make it better. To do that, I will use these commands here. Clicking on this one, I should move this side of the box. Okay. With this one, right, I will move this side. I move it a little bit closer. Okay, left is this side of the box. So I will make also this one closer to the church. And with back, you act on this side. Oops, it was better before. Okay, you might have seen that when I click on these buttons, the sides move of a certain step, which can be changed here with this parameter. For example, I can put 1, and if I click here, you can see the change is smaller. Okay, as for the height of my box, it is controlled by this parameter here. It's a parameter which I can obviously change in any moment. For example, now I can put, I don't know, 9. Oops. Okay. As you can see, part of the roof is still out of the box, so I will use this button to move it up and include all the roof. Okay, now as you can see, my box fits quite well the church. So with these commands here, I can first, with the clip by box, I can isolate my church from the rest of the model. If I click on draw box and use this selector here, I can change the level of transparency of the box. Moving toward the left, you will make it more transparent, or moving toward the right, you will make it more opaque. Okay, let's leave it here. Okay. If I click on none, instead, my working box will disappear. The same will happen if I close the window related to the box. If I click again on working box, it will reappear. Well, what else? If I go on manage, you will see a preview of my box, which I can also rename. For example, I will call it church. Okay. Now I will make another box for, let's say, this field here. So box by 3 points. The origin, the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay. Let's make it a little bit smaller. As you can see, the speed of the movement is not very up to this model, so I can change it here. Set movement speed. I will make the rotation speed a little bit slower, and also the zoom and the pan. Okay, now it's a little bit smoother and it works better. So I will make it a little bit smaller to fit better the field. I can change also the step to make it more fast. Oops. Okay, now it's fine. If I go again on manage, you will see another preview of this field. I call it field. Okay. And if I click, for example, let's say I want to select easily select the church. Then I click on church and click on set current. And now the box of the church reappears. If, for example, I don't need anymore the field box, I can just click on delete to remove it. Okay, if I go back to the working box, you will see here this little box which reports some data. In particular, these data are the dimensions of the box. The dx is the width of the x-axis, which in this case is about 15 meters and a half. The y is the y-axis here, which is about 9 meters. And the z is the height of the box, which is about 12 meters. XY area instead is the ground area of the box, while volume is the volume of the box. This data can be useful, for example, to estimate the volume or the area of this structure.